I'm gonna be unboxing this Philips GoZero sparkling water maker. I got this from Amazon. It's around $60. Got a manual and looks like a bottle cap and a little metal grate here. Right. I didn't get a CO2 cylinder. It uses a standard threaded CO2. So we've got lots of those. Not a ton here in the box. So it looks like we've got a bottle, some sort of twist lock bottle system. This was one of my concerns, was that I think this is a proprietary bottle. So I'm pretty sure like your standard screw in, like the older SodaStream bottles, I don't think these will fit. No, they won't. Right off the bat, we've got a proprietary bottle, which is stupid. I need to not be too judgy of this thing. Let's just unbox it, put it together, and get to its testing. So I'll give it this. It's actually metal. Like, everything else is very cheap. I'm gonna rinse this out, get some cold water in here. It's not dishwasher safe, which I assumed, so that's also a minus for sure. Everyone says the Philips GoZero is terrible. Let's see if they are right. I'll be honest, I have really low expectations for this Philips sparkling water machine for reasons I'll show you later after we actually test it. But I'm gonna try to be as objective as possible, run through my carbonation tests, and see how it performs. Now, unboxing this was pretty standard. It's very lightweight. One positive I will say is the brushed metal is actually metal, and while the overall machine itself feels pretty cheap, this is, it's not actually terrible looking. But that was about the only good part of unboxing. To my dismay, Philips is introduced a proprietary bottle, this snap and lock bottle. It's insane. They use a standard CO2 cylinder, but then they come up with a proprietary bottle. And one of my biggest pet peeves, it's not even dishwasher safe. It is kind of sturdy, so I guess there's that. I paid $60 for this machine on Amazon without a CO2 cylinder. It's about the exact same price as the lowest end kind of Terra or Gaia model from SodaStream. A little bit more expensive than the travesty that is the $39 Simply Soda machine. I'm gonna follow the instructions and do a first efficiency test just to see how this thing actually fizzes. So let's get in and do that. Okay, so when I'm doing an efficiency test, what we're measuring is how much liquid CO2 do we use from our cylinder to actually get into the water. So what we'll do is we'll measure our cylinder in grams before we carbonate. We'll also measure our water weight, and then we'll do the carbonation. We're gonna do 3 presses, about 2 to 3 seconds each per the instructions. And then we will weigh the cylinder to see how much CO2 we lost. And then we'll weigh the water that's now carbonated to see how much CO2 actually in grams got dissolved into the water. And then we'll also do a CO2 volume test. And this takes into account the temperature and pressure of the now carbonated water to come up with a number from about 2 to 4 of volumes of CO2. So let's go ahead and measure our CO2 cylinder first. So our CO2 cylinder is at 1086 before, and our water with the cap is at 1108. Okay, let's go ahead and put this up in there. Ooh, it's kind of a tight fit. So let's go ahead and begin the carbonation. This is this like snap and lock. I guess that's it. Doesn't seem super tight, but that's definitely accurate. So here we go. All right, I hear some bubbles. I won't say I hear a ton. Let's go ahead and measure the water here, and we're at 1116. So that's not terrible. So we got 8 grams in. That's pretty good. Now let's see how much CO2 we use to get those 8 grams in. And our cylinder weight is 1069. That means we used 27 grams. We spent 27 grams to get 8 grams in. That's really bad. I was expecting this to be bad, but that's it's not good. So that's over a 3x efficiency number, which are really good machines, and 1.6 is my lowest efficiency rating I've ever gotten. So this is going to use, you know, more than double the amount of an efficient machine. We'll do more tests, but these cheap machines just are not efficient. They just lose CO2 everywhere. Yeah, I mean, even look at this. This is my CO2 monitor, right? So this never gets up over maybe 1200 on a good machine, but this just spills CO2 everywhere. So now I'm just like in the red zone here, which is fine. This will dissipate. It's not, you know, it's not a crazy number to be. I mean, if I was sitting in this for minutes, you know, I might start to get a little like a brain fog, but that's really bad. Okay, let's see how bubbly we actually got the water here. When we've got 8 grams in, so my guess is this is probably gonna be like 3, maybe 3.5. Let's see. The highest I've ever gotten on CO2 volumes is I think a 4.13, and that was like boiling the water and really max carbonating. This was just doing the standard here, so I expect this to at least be over 3. Let's measure this. Okay, so our water is a little warmer than I would have liked. So it's at 52 degrees and 26 psi. Okay, so 52 degrees and 26 psi. I'm gonna use my handy dandy carbonation calculator real quick. It's on SodaStream.com. It's at 52 degrees, 26 psi. Calculate that, and gives a volume of 3.06. Not good. I mean, I can taste this now. Anything over 3, I mean, it is sparkling water. It's super mid. I usually like at least 3.5. 3.75 tastes real good. 4 is like, whew, you know, burning your tongue, but it's great. 3.06 using 27 grams is just really bad. So here were our final numbers. We used 27 grams, we only got 8 grams in, 3.06 volume of CO2. It tastes, it's not good. It's just not a high enough level of CO2 to make it really bubbly, at least for me. If you wanted a really mild bubbles, that's what you're gonna get there. So now you might be thinking like, why am I even reviewing this machine when I kind of knew this was maybe gonna be the outcome? One, I didn't know. You can't trust everything you read online, right? So I didn't know that the numbers were gonna be this bad. Kind of had a feeling because I've seen this machine on Alibaba for $12. Now you have to buy like 100 of them or 1,000 of them, but you can put your own logo on it and you can buy this for $12. I want to do a quick lesson on brand equity real quick. Quick story. When I was in college, I was a business major and we had this class, it was like finance, how to read balance statements, right? And there was always this concept of a intangible asset that would be on a balance sheet. So it was like a company would have this much in cash, they'd have accounts receivable, they have intangible assets, and somehow this intangible assets, you know, could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars. And I never really understood it until later in life. And I have a really good example of what an intangible asset can be. So I'm gonna show you, this is the Philips soda maker. This is a $60 machine. I paid $60 for this sparkling water maker. This is a $20 machine. I can buy this machine for $20 on Alibaba. This is a $60 machine. This is a $20 machine. So what I'm trying to show you is that all Philips did was just rebrand an already existing machine that you can buy for $20 on Alibaba. Now, a lot of companies do this. It's not an unheard of practice by any means. It's just, if you're gonna come up with like a proprietary bottle and things, like they don't even have their logo on the bottle. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is just, it's just taking your brand and attaching it to something that's pretty crappy and trying to make a buck off of the brand name, which still has value. So the intangible asset, the Philips brand name, is clearly worth $40 here because, again, this is a $20 machine, this is a $60 machine. Okay, end of story. Okay, I've seen enough of the Philips GoZero sparkling water machine to know that I'm probably never going to use this thing again. Unfortunately, my initial thoughts and feelings of what this machine was going to be turned out to be very accurate. It's not efficient, it wastes CO2, it has a proprietary bottle that's not dishwasher safe, that doesn't work with any other soda machines. I would highly, highly not recommend buying this machine. For the same amount, you could get a nice SodaStream Terra. which, yeah, it has its proprietary things as well, but at least this thing, you know, is efficient and has a much better setup for bottles and dishwasher safe bottles. So don't waste your money on this. Get at least SodaStream Terra if you're gonna spend 60 bucks. Highly do not recommend the Philips GoZero sparkling water machine. This thing, I'm not gonna throw it away, but it's definitely going in the shelf of shame to join a few other of my least favorite sparkling water machines. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and remember to stay bubbly.